Now, you've installed all the prerequisites required for Hyperledger Fabric in the previous session. The Hyperledger Fabric already provides you with samples to run and play around, so you can download and install the Hyperledger Fabric samples, which are available on GitHub. You can directly clone Hyperledger Fabric samples from GitHub. In this demo, we will observe how the first network for Hyperledger samples works. For this, you need to clone the Fabric samples directly, and after cloning them, you need to go inside the directory called the first network. Once you are inside the directory first network, you need to run the command byfn.sh and provide the parameters as generate. This command will help you to generate the artifacts. Now, if we copy the command from the doc and run it on the machine, you can see that byfn has built your first network script file. In case you want to create your script file, you can do that as well, but since byfn provides you with the sample of 2 peers, 2 endorsing peers, and 2 orderers, we will use this command itself. So, what this command does is that it creates 2 peers, 2 orderers, and 2 endorsing peers for us. Now we can browse through this command and see what are all the artifacts that it has generated. The byfn command will also create a channel for you and provide a transaction file for the channel. This will also create a MSP, which stands for Membership Service Provider. This is required to provide certificates to all the peers and to the parties who are connecting to our Hyperledger Fabric network. Moreover, if we run the command with byfn.sh, it will start our network. By starting up, it will basically start all the artifacts and create a channel for the peers. It will also set up endorsing peers and start running the network. So you can see in this whole process that it's creating the channel and connecting the peers to the channel. It has also created one organization with 2 peers inside that single organization. It will also create endorsing peers, as well as orderer services with it. In addition to that, it will also create an anchor peer, and as we have discussed earlier, that the anchor peer is main entity who initiates the complete network. For this network, we are the anchor peer as we are running it, and it will also create a chain code for the peers which we are going to run. Chain code is basically your software code, which is going to change the state of blockchain. Our command does the process of initializing the chain code on every node and then instantiating everything along with queries for the channel. Everything here has been instantiated by using Docker containers. The chain code is also provided as Docker containers for the peers. Moreover, the peers are installed as Docker containers too. Currently, this is a sample network, and we are creating sample peers. For a production-based solution, you can have different machines who are acting as peers for your network in the blockchain. Going through the logs, you can see that the command has created the channel and joined all our peers to the channel, and we can also query the peers to see whether they are being responsive or not. Once everything has been created and the queries are successful, it will give you a final message that your first build network has been executed. Summarizing, this will start your network with sample peers, ordering service, and endorsing peers. You can play around with Hyperledger and see what all the features provide and what kind of transactions you can perform on top of that, and once you are done with it, you can also take up the files which are being used here and sample to generate your own networks. You can modify them or update them as per your needs for the network. After this, we need to run down command and it will bring down the network. As I run this command, it will also delete everything, all the artifacts and Docker containers. This was just a sample network, which had 2 organizations, 2 peers, and a channel named as My Channel. You can create multiple channels behind that, and similarly, you can have as many peers as required. You can test and play around with it, and if you have any queries, you can write them to us on hello@blockchain-council.org. Thank you.